So we're going to take a deep dive here into the Nidana, always starting with the root cause. In this case, there are two, Ubayahetu. One is Nija, internal. So think intake of excess spicy food, acetaminophen, coffee, artificial colors. Agantu, we have external, so excess exposure to EMF, harmful chemicals, pollution, excess radiation. So when we jump into Puravarupa, pre-symptoms, we have Samanya, which starts kind of with the regurgitation. And then we also have Vishesha, which is Alochika Pitta. So that affects our recognition and insight. And sometimes we just start ignoring it. So even though we know that when we eat certain things or are around certain environments, we don't feel too good, we still do it. So then we have rupa symptoms. So this is when we become that hangry thing. So nobody wants to hang around hangry people. So this is where if you don't check yourself, it's going to progress even further. Then we have upashaya. So what makes you feel better? Well, for in this circumstance, we have feeling better after you go to the bathroom. So these spicy things usually have to run to the restroom kind of all of a sudden, and then they feel much better. So if there's a hangry moment, just give them a little bit, feed them. If food doesn't work, let them go to the bathroom, and then they'll be dolled up in no time. And then we have Hetu Vyadi Viparita Artakari, which means feels better after the Ubaya Hetu dual cause is removed. So remember how we started. It could be any of those causes, and recognizing them and avoiding exposure to those is key. Then we have Anupashaya. So what is making this spicy thing feel worse? Feeling worse in the heat. So definitely want to keep them cool while things are resolved. And then we have the principle of Vyadi Viparita. So feeling worse with similar factors of the Vyadi or discomfort. So since this is all around heat and spiciness, we definitely want to avoid those situations. And then we have Sankhya, which includes the removal. So this is where we jumped into the Samprapti and all the different components of the Samprati, which is essentially the pathogenesis. So with the removal, first, the esophagus in all its intelligence is trying to remove via regurgitation. And then we have the Vikalpa, capacity to differentiate. So in this case, if regurgitation isn't working or it's happening enough, then the body's intelligence is going to the sweat pores. Okay, can't come out that way. Let's start getting through the skin. And then if it's not resolved or a nidana is still not removed, we have the pradhana, primary dosha involved, getting super aggravated. In this case, it's Rajika Pitta. So now it's at the stage or pathogenesis stage where it's losing its ability to protect itself. And so then it's progressing further, and then it affects the bala or the resiliency, and we see that the strength is reduced. So when we think of this, think about fatigue, both mental and physical, not having the energy that they used to, etc. And then we have the kala, the period of progression. And so what's happening is in all the samprapti, it's progressing, and now it's coming to the shaka marg, which means it's going outward towards the dermis, which is the skin layer of the skin. And then how is it doing this? Well, now it's at the last stage of samprapti, in which it's finding any means in order to rectify to get to a solution. So In this case, you might see IBS or fissures, hernias, jaundice, heartburn, gastritis, tonsillitis, appendicitis, gingivitis, receding hairline, any and all of those could be happening. And generally, depending on someone's prakriti, they would be more prone to some of these than others. So, definitely can manifest in different forms and different ways. And here, the dravyas of choice would be Haritaki, Vibhitaki, and Arjuna. That would be a powerful combination. They're all terminalias, and they will help terminate the spice thing. Thanks for tuning in. Take care.